So, we're talking about polynomials. And so, with polynomials, we talked about the way it goes through each of the zeros, which we found our zeros by doing what? Setting it equal to, set the factors equal to 0 and solving. So we talked about at those times when it crosses, it has three different types of behaviors. It can either bounce, it can wiggle through in some form, or it can go straight through, hold across. So on the terms that crossed, what was the exponent? Each time. Look back at every time you circle cross, what did y'all notice the exponent was?
1.
Can anybody come up with anything besides 1?
I did.
So every time it crosses, it's going to be a 1 for the exponent. Anytime it goes straight through, oops, that wasn't bad, straight through. It's going to be a 1 for the exponent. How about bounce? What are some of the numbers we found for the exponents when we had a bounce?
6.
6 was an exponent for a bounce. What's another exponent for a bounce? 4. 2.
It's even.
So these are even exponents. Each of those are even exponents. So a wiggle. That's where it kind of will touch it and go through, but it's going to kind of flatten out and then keep going. So it's kind of like a cross, but has a flat portion in the center. And so on a wiggle, give me some of the exponents you found for wiggles.
5. 3.
They're odd,
7. 6.
but what number is not included with odd?
1.
1.
Odd, but not 1. Some of the other things we talked about on this assignment was the last 4 columns. And we're going to talk about those together. Last 4 columns, we talked about the end behavior, the sign of the leading coefficient, and the degree. And so we're going to try to figure out, everybody look for even degrees. Okay. What do you notice about the end behavior every time with an even degree? Both of them go up is one of the options.
The minus positive.
I thought I put one that had both of them going down.
Both of them do
There it is.
Okay. So they both go the same direction. Both ends go the same y. So both positive infinity or both negative infinity. So both ends of the y are going to go towards the same y direction. So they're both going to go to positive infinity, or they're both going to go to negative infinity. So how do I know which way they're going? If it's positive infinity or negative infinity? What tells you?
The line, like where it starts.
Where it starts, but if we didn't have the graph, what could we see off the equation? When they both went to positive infinity,
And like they're fine for like the first time.
if it's a negative sign by the first term, is it going to positive or negative? Which one?
Oh, negative if it goes.
If there's a negative, it's going to go to negative. It's a positive leading coefficient, it's going to go to positive.
Bless you.
So let's look at odd degree. So if we have an odd degree, let's think about the one that's the odd degree that we know the best, which is a linear. So if we have a positive slope, it looks like this. If we have the negative slope, it behaved like this. Is that the same thing true for all? So if it's positive, then we're going to go to negative infinity on the left, and on the right, we are going to positive infinity. So this is if it's positive. If it is negative, it'll be the opposite. So it's going to go to, on the left, positive infinity. On the right, negative infinity.